Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be looking at turning plans, model airplane plans, into an airplane, getting them into Fusion 360, and then later on I'll be showing you guys how to laser cut this stuff out. But I get a lot of questions about how do you make parts to laser cut out, cut the parts out with a laser. And so what I've done, I bought the plans for this U2 here, and have all the formers. Well, let me turn this onto the top here. Hey, this is the former for the back, but this is for a glider version of it. This opening needs to be bigger. But rest of the formers, here they are. I just did this somewhat mock-up of the parts here that can be 3D printed. They're supposed to be vacuum formed, but most likely if I do decide to build this, they'll just be 3D printed. And I did this really fast, so I need to go back and really straighten this stuff out and stuff and get this more scale, this canopy area here. And I've done some of the formers already. So I'm going to do these last two formers and show you guys how to do this. So we've got this former here and the one back here. So it's this former here. Also, when you do this, make sure all the parts are the correct size. Because with this particular model here, this former, this one right here, which goes right here, is actually too big. So again, make sure they are the correct size. And what I mean it's too big. Let's take a look here. So I'm going to create a sketch on this plane here. Turn off this nose here. And that. Okay, here, if I take a line and sketch a line from here to here, we can see this line is roughly 112 millimeters. Go ahead and cancel this. Undo this. So the height of that is 112 millimeters, roughly 112. Then I'm going to measure this here on this plane just by using again, just a line. And the height from here to here, as you can see, is, roughly 125 millimeters. So this is too big, this former, for that. So again, just be aware that your plans may be slightly off too when you're doing this. But let's go ahead and do this former back here, show you guys how to do this. Just want to bring that to you guys' attention. Okay, so I'm going to create a sketch on this plane here, the top plane. Create sketch and select this plane here. And I'm going to move things back again like they were. Create a center line, so L for line. And I'm going to convert this to a construction line. So you can either select a line and hit the letter X, or you could have just selected this over here after you selected the line. Then use a fit point spline. So a line from here to here. Same thing at the bottom. Select the line, letter X. Then select the spline and select tangent and select this line here. Same thing again with the bottom. Now we come here and get these sort of lined up here. Okay. Now these are 4 by 8. I measured these already. So then use the line tool. Snap it here. Here is 4. And then the next line is going to be 8. Let's drag this down to 8. Then the next line, just snap it here. Take your trim tool, T for trim. Select that. Click OK. Come up here again. Measure over here. I'm going to do a line. First point. Another line. Made a mistake here. Cancel this. This line, delete that. It needs to be 2 because this is a mirror of it. So this is just going to be 2. And this down 8. And this over here. And trim that and delete that. This is 2. And this is going to be 8. Delete this. Cancel that. This particular plane was meant for a glow motor, but we're going to put an electric motor in here. That's the phone ringing. Just ignore it. And again, a T. And that's it. One more line, forgot that. Here, here. And we can put a line here. Because we're going to mirror this, and I need this to be close like it is. This is slightly off. T, get rid of that. And one more to do. Line 4, enter, L for line again, down 8, enter, then line here, over here. T for trim, and okay, that's not on there. Do this again. T for trim and delete that. And go ahead and click Finish Sketch. Turn sketches back on. This is what we have here. Now I'm going to go back into the sketch. I forgot to put this section here. There's no biggie. Just click on this and click Edit Sketch. And we can leave this in this like this. Use the line tool, snap it here. Bring this up here. Click OK. Then select the fit point spline. Snap there. Then just come in here and neaten this up a little. Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead and mirror this for now. And as you can see, the plans are, they're not completely balanced on both sides. One side is bigger than the other side. So just be aware of that too. Whatever side you're going to do this, just stick with one side. Okay, now we have this. Go ahead and finish sketch. Now whatever thickness, width that you're using for this, I'm using, let's see, 1/8 light ply, so that's about 3 millimeters. So I'm going to use extrude and select this. Change this to symmetric. And then it's going to be 1.5. And we have the former there. Now what I want to do with this is move it. And we have this here. And move this down. Going to rotate this. Then rotate this. And look at this from the top. Now this is not lined up with here because again, these plans are, this top view is not basically aligned with the side view. But then we have that there. And click OK. And this is what we have so far. Turn the canvas off so we have a better look. Now, the EDF unit will go right here. And I didn't put the holes in here just yet because this particular model called for a 5-inch diameter fan, and that's roughly about 120 millimeters. And this was also built for that motor, so it was built very beefy and tough, versus this would be electric. So it doesn't have to be built as tough as a glow motor EDF. So the holes in this one are not in here yet, because I do believe either a 90 millimeter EDF or a 100 millimeter EDF would fly this plane just fine. And that's what we have so far. Then the last former back here. Which is this one. So we want to create a sketch on this plane here. Create a line. Another line from here to here. Fit point spline. Line here to here. Tangent. This line. This line. Okay, change this line to construction. Adjust these a little. Again, use another fit point spline. Snap it here for this internal one here. Now you don't have to use all these points either like I'm using. Okay, then we have that there. This line tool. This is going to be 4. 8 down. Then we're going to trim this away, this and that. Then again, line. This is 4. As you can see, this is not in the center here. But no worries. Just eyeballing this one here. Okay. Then mirror this. Then delete a couple of these lines here. Finish sketch. Turn the sketches back on. Use extrude. Change this to symmetric. And it's going to be 1.5, which will give you a total of 3 millimeters. And click OK. Then I want to move this and select move. To rotate this direction 90 degrees. Go ahead and save this. Turn the canvases off, have a look at it. And so far, this is the U2 with the formers for the fuselage. And that's how you do that. Okay, just go ahead and and this U2 is a particular model. I believe this one is from the 50s, late 50s. And we could put the stringers in here too if we wanted to. So there would be a couple of ways you could put the stringers in here. Let's see what a loft would look like. Let me cancel this. So to loft this, what I would need to do is turn the sketches on and then put a line up between here on each one of these. So I'm not going to do that. Let's try another way here. This is use a spline. So if I use the spline here, turn the canvases back on. Turn the sketches back on. We can come over here and use the pipe command and change this to square. Select this. And then we could just adjust this to how you need it to be. Now, it's just one way of doing it, and you would make this as thick, so this would be probably 4 millimeters. So I could go back here, edit feature, and change this to 4 and see what that looks like. So it's not down in there, as you can see. So okay, then what you do is just move the sketch down in here. It's no problem. And so if I went up here to sketches, turn that last sketch on, then we can see the splines here. Then we can move this down to move all these down in here. And that's how you do that. And you do that, how I made these formers here, you do that with the rest of the plane too. You'll just trace everything. So I'll turn the canvases back on. So all of these wing formers, you don't have to trace them all unless you're going to cut this complete wing out in wood. Then you have to trace all of them. But if you're going to do a foam core wing, I believe these plans have the formers for that, just to make it foam core. Yeah. Yeah, patterns here for a foam wing if you're going to make it a foam core wing. But if you're going to have a built-up wing, then you're going to have to model all of these in here. Well, I don't think you're going to have to model all of them because you need the file for them. And each one of these sketches over here, like this, let me turn the sketches back on. Like here, for instance, this last former I drew, this is the sketch for it. That is it. Now, to cut this out, it's just very simple to do. This sketch over here, a DXF file, you just right click on this and then you'll export this as a DXF file. And wherever you save it at, so it'll ask where you want to do it and then you just export it. Then you can change it to what dimensions and things in here. Then you can click on points and geometry and all that. Then click OK, and then it's going to ask you where you want, pretty much where you want to export it to. Then I could export it to here. Then you just load that up into your laser cutter software, whichever you're using, like Lightburn, and it'll be there. So yeah, but anyway, I want to show you guys how to do this, because I do get a lot of questions about this, how to do this. But now I just got around, found the time to get to it. Then the next video of this, I'll show you guys how to actually put this in the Lightburn and actually cut these out. I'll actually be cutting these out and showing you guys that process too. But if you have any questions about this, go ahead and leave them down in the comments. If you have any questions about anything on my channel, go ahead and leave them down in the comments also. And if you're interested in the file for this, it'll be on my Patreon site. And just join over there and you can get the files for this. Yeah. And most likely, if I do make this, these parts up here are going to be 3D printed. The intake here, because this was vacuum formed. And this nose was actually just a solid block here carved, and the rest of this was sheeted around here. But it's just faster to make this 3D printed instead of doing that. And the rest of this being, just make this out of wood. And then the wings should be foam core sheeted for speed instead of cutting all the parts out for that. But yeah, but anyway, go over there and have a look on my Facebook group and my Patreon group. Both are called CAD Build Fly RC. And if you have any questions, you can leave them over there also. And yeah, but anyway, that's going to do it for this video, and I will catch you in the next one.
Subscribe for more.